Ay, okay. Talk your talk, boy. It's L and Spice on the top, boy. Talk politics, news, and a lot more. Even showbiz, minute ain't awkward. Yeah, and get ready to learn more. Every time this show is on, boy. It's fresh, it's new, it's hot, boy. Hot topics, steaming like lava. I'm talking about the show called Friend Zone.
Hola, people. You're welcome to your favorite youthful talk show,
Friend Zone. Vibe along.
Guys, it's been a while, and we've missed you all so much. And I know you've missed us too.
Yeah.
So, in the last episode for season 1, we promised you guys that we are going to come with exciting and thrilling episode for this season. And then guess what? We are here to deliver. Yes. So, before I move on.
Oh, continue.
And this season, dear.
Continue.
Let me just ignore you. Yeah. So before I move on, Apple Boss.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you pay attention over here?
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. So what do you think about our hair today?
Oh, you guys are looking great. You are looking splendid.
It's not distracting.
Oh, it's not distracting.
Viewers, the hair is not distracting you.
I think it's other president to watch us more.
Hey.
You are looking glamorous.
Okay, wait. What do you think about Rose's hair? Does it make it look
Not at all.
She's
not
looking super califragilistic, espialidosis.
Okay. I can see she's rapping at SHS.
Yeah. I came with my
So imagine when you were in SHS and you were like this class.
I'll pass my exam.
I was a trained.
Okay, so what was the topic for discussion?
Okay, so this whole thing, the reason I'm asking all these questions. The reason I'm asking all this question is because of the recent saga about Motown and some Rastafarian students and all. And today I want us to talk about something.
Talk about
appearance be a factor to consider to admit or enroll students in SHS level?
It's a no for me.
Hey, relax.
Oh, if we are starting like that,
I don't think.
Yes.
Remember you went to SHS.
Yes.
Remember how you felt. So
Yes.
let's be real here.
Yes.
Talk from your heart. Nobody will arrest you.
I'll talk from my
Yeah,
heart.
so who would like to start? Should it be a factor to be considered?
Oh, it shouldn't be a factor to consider.
It shouldn't. Why do you say that?
Because education has got to do with building the mental faculty
Okay.
of the individual. And so if I go to the SHS, I go to school and then you are concerned about me shaving my hair, cutting my hair, and all that. That's me cutting my hair. What has it got to do with what I learn?
Exactly.
What has it got to do with how I store information in my brain? What has it got to do with intelligence? You see? And so what the SHS, the authorities in the SHS schools are doing, and you see that it's not only one SHS, it's not only in one school. It cuts across.
Yeah.
And you see that it's something that is part of Ghanaians, it's part of Africans, you see, because in all these things as a result of the colonization, you understand? Because as a result of colonization, mental slavery, and so you see that these authorities are still mental slavery, because when you go and then you ask these people that, so why are you so all over the place about cutting hair, cutting people's hair, debunking people and all.
Yeah.
They don't have
tangible,
Tangible. You look
tangible answer.
Listen. Actually, there's
Because
a tangible thing. Yeah, it's a no for me. But from what you are saying, there's actually a tangible reason that they have, like some of which are, let's say, equality. That they want all students to be equal, no minister's child being outstanding in the middle, because people can do a lot of things with their hair, they can put a lot of ribbons. It will make other people feel like a school that I went, like SHS, like this. You all wear the same dressing and all that. That one, I bet I don't disagree with it. And that thing is about the discipline. But taking it from when you was talking about the colonization.
Can I say something about the equality?
Okay.
I feel like in as much as the one main reason is for equality, they are not being fair and just in implementing that. Because there are lots of schools that you see foreigners come into the school. They allow the foreigners to keep their hair, especially the whites. They allow the foreigners to keep their hair, whilst the indigenous people have to cut their hair. So if the aim is for equality, everybody should cut their hair.
Actually,
you see, that's racism.
Wait.
Wait. Even the Ghanaians, it's a They are racist against their own
Listen,
people.
even with the
They are
white
racist
thing,
against their own people
I read
because
somewhere.
they are not even.
Wait, this
Yeah.
A white comes into the country,
Yeah.
and then you are concerned about. You are so keen on making your the one who.
I think even with not to cut
Is
you.
it? I think it's the same point I made, right?
The same point you made, as in.
As in,
As in,
the
like, allowing
equality
them-
not being
yeah.
implemented well because
Oh,
they
yeah,
give
and I'll say-
special
I'll
to
say
them.
that.
Let me
Yeah.
give the reason why they do that.
Okay.
I read somewhere where they said with the those outside the foreign students, their hairs are naturally long, so they don't have much to do with their hair. They just have to wake up. Some don't even wash it; they just comb it.
But our heads are not
And that's
like
very
Like,
ridiculous.
Exactly.
It's very ridiculous,
Yeah,
but
but
that is like something that they have taken up. It may not necessarily be because they prioritize the foreign students over the Ghanaians, but it's a ridiculous statement, and I think the
You see,
reason.
that's the mental slavery I'm talking about.
I'm coming, wait. But have you guys asked yourself, do you think this is the first time a student is being rejected based on their appearance or their hair? Because I know of instances where a friend told me about her school. When this Achimota thing came, she told me about how her school also rejected a foreign, actually she was a foreigner with braids. The school rejected her that because of her hair, they will not take her. And this issue, no one heard of it. Or at least it didn't become a national issue. Why is it that now in Achimota this Rastafarian issue has blown up so much? Is it because of the times? Like, is it because now people are
Oh,
realizing
yeah,
the
now
times
it's
are
out of hand.
changing,
It's getting
or like
out
the
of
world
hand.
is evolving so much?
Exactly.
Like, what I don't know what caused this
Oh, no,
issue.
no,
to
that
be
one, if
up.
your parents are well endowed,
If your parents are well endowed,
if your parents are well endowed
But
or less
I see,
endowed,
Maybe this
That one
can
too
also, like,
plays
this
a factor.
maybe also came to question like religion. I heard being a Rastafarian is a religion, and also maybe these are people who are heralding their religion, so they are bold to speak and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's true.
Yeah,
You see,
so I think-
because you allow, there's a Christian school. Christians go to that school. You see, Muslims also go to that school. When someone is coming to the school, you don't ask the person, are you a Muslim or a Christian? You see, and so the person has the right to worship, right? And then there are laws. There are laws in the school,
Yeah.
and the laws are supposed to conform to the supreme law. That's the constitution.
Yeah.
You see, so you make sure that every law that you are setting in the school is under the constitution. You see, and so you don't. There's no. You see that schools, we have Christian school. You don't go to a school and you see that this school is a Christian school or this school is a Muslim. There are schools that are just there. Muslims worship, Christians worship. You see, any form of religion, you see, it's practiced in that school. And so and the citizen also has the right to religion. You see, the right to worship. And so if it is his religion to keep the hair on, why are you against?
but
For
If
that,
if you want to
from that
encourage
point of view, I
every
don't-
religion to practice what they
exactly.
do,
If I come from that,
then
I
the
don't
laws in the
get- I
school
don't-
no more be valid.
Sure.
Because, and also if you're saying there's a
That's-
right to wait, so now the Christians, they also say that they want to have all night, they want to pray in the forest at dawn because their religion, like they pray at dawn, and that's when the prayers.
Yeah.
Will you tell them that okay, that's your religion, so from 12 a.m. to like 3
No,
a.m.
no,
you
no.
can
The
go and
student
pray.
has the right.
Okay.
So
to
that's what I'm
religion.
trying to say,
You
that
see, the student has the
You
right.
see Muslims
To-
pray
it's
at
your right.
See,
particular
when you have a
time.
right, you also have a responsibility. Your right cannot infringe on the rights of someone else.
Yes,
People have
exactly.
the right to work, but can you walk into any office and say they should give you
Oh,
work?
but we don't
No,
give
I'll
you
give you
that.
the
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
Obviously, you will not do that.
Okay, I get all you are trying to say,
No, no,
but
no,
it looks
obviously.
like most of the comments are not in support of like keeping your hair in school, and I'm coming in with a difference. Where I'm starting from my SHS, I'm wearing SHS, so let me start from the basic. So as you said, when you are from the education is a stage where, or it's a system of molding students, of grooming students, and it starts right from the basic to the primary to GHS, SHS to university.
Yes.
And as you are growing up, your training really matters. Your training will determine how your middle stage will be like. An example, when Ghanaians or let's say Africans are starting up, you say don't cut your hair. Why? Number one, it's a distraction. Number two, for discipline's sake. Number three, no, those are good benefits. But then what's the purpose of coming to school? The purpose of coming to school is to learn, also apply certain training. And also one of the very vital is time management, as well as self-care. And it's one of the things that a lot of students or a lot of teachers don't pay attention to. What about the social studies we do? They don't really pay attention to adolescents.
Yeah, so you are buttressing.
So I'm buttressing the fact
I
that
thought you
it's
said you were
not.
coming from.
No, because you people were arguing with religion, but let's put religion aside. But with your
Oh,
point that
it was just.
if you say
an
that
example
because
I was
I'm a
giving.
religious person,
No,
I
no,
should-
it
now
was
it
just.
doesn't make
No, it was
sense.
just an example I was giving.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah.
like putting that aside. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So what? So what?
Yeah.
So what you are saying is very true.
So I'm not
What's
done. So
what you're saying?
when we are starting, let's say I'm in GHS, then now you give me the opportunity to braid my hair. Now I know that if I spend 2 hours in the salon and I don't learn and I go to bed late, I'll not wake up early, so I'll go to class, I'll be late. From that, I keep making certain mistakes, so I'm learning. As I'm done with GHS, I have gotten certain, I've been firm on certain things, like how to prioritize writing. Know that 1 hour for my hair, because the cutting of hair, don't you also go to the barbering shop to go and cut your hair? What if you go and there are people there? Listen, what if you go and there are people there, and so you spend 5 hours in the barbering salon?
Exactly.
So it doesn't make sense. And sometimes even the cutting of the hair, it causes some irritations in people's hair, it causes some cuts and all that. So if you want to argue with that, it doesn't make sense. But let's say students have to cut. Students, I'm not in support of students cutting their hair, but if their worry is about untidiness and all that, they can set certain rules that maybe as you are coming, cornrow braided to the maybe as a ponytail to the. Maybe they don't do their hair well.
You don't
Yeah.
comb it.
You don't comb it. It's dirty.
But
like,
it's natural.
it's natural like how.
Like it's humanly.
Oh no. What
Like
is
keeping
it?
your hair untidy as.
Once you are coming to school and you don't comb your hair, so you don't keep your hair.
You comb your hair.
Not every student does
It's
that.
as simple as
And
that.
sometimes that's the basis
Not
for
every
why.
student. So
students
tell
are
them to comb
studying.
their hair, not to cut their hair.
That's why I'm saying
Oh
that.
my
I'm
God.
saying that if there should be certain rules that the students should be cornrow or maybe ponytail
You see.
instead of.
See,
Wait,
okay,
you're not listening to
Wait,
me.
let Chris.
I
You don't understand.
No, I understand that.
Please let Chris cut.
I will stop both of you from this
Not to cut,
discussion.
but you are talking for the ladies. Like you are talking.
No, she's
No,
not
I'm
talking
not
for the ladies.
How many ladies do what you are talking about? Then kind of
No,
hairstyle.
you are not listening to what
They
I'm
kind of
saying.
hairstyle.
You know, you're actually not listening.
Okay, I don't know the
Please,
terms you are talking about.
No, relax.
I don't know
Can I
the-
establish
the-
it?
the
No,
hair-
No,
I shouldn't.
it's
No,
fine.
I don't know the
Afterwards,
hair.
it's fine.
The kind of thing. You see the guys we have? Okay.
Friend zone, Hell and Spice with a friend zone. We go hard in the friend zone, talk a lot in the friend zone.
Welcome back from the short break. Today's game session will be having interesting high school hair cutting experiences or stories from Priska and AVMB. So, like, have fun, enjoy, listen to the stories and laugh your heart out. Priska.
Oh no, my own you don't need to laugh. It's emotional.
Take us
Okay, so I'll start. Yeah, so my experience is very short. Yeah, so there was this SHS teacher. He has this chanton. He was called Ayuridin. We call him Ayuridin. Yeah, so he was known for debunking students. And the way he debunks students is such that when he debunks you, you have no option but
River.
yeah, he debunks. You have no option but then to go and cut your hair. It was really serious. So one time he was going to the dormitory side, and he saw some students. So when the students saw him, they started running because of all this debunking and all. So there was this one guy who was running and was looking away like this and was running. So he was running this way. He was looking
How would you be looking back?
yeah, I mean he's looking
at
back. He's looking at that. So there was this dry line. You see, the one that is
The
very
tight rope.
tight. Not the loose one, the tight. So that one too was there waiting for him. So he was running on the moment he turned. You can imagine.
Neck.
Yeah, the moment all because of cutting
Oh,
of hair.
hair.
All because of cutting
So
of
what
hair.
if the guy had died?
So he was rushed to the hospital,
Okay.
and he really came to, it came as a caution part to the teachers, as a bomb.
So they didn't change the rules.
After some time,
Let's take Priska's story. Let's take Priska's story.
Okay, so my own was a personal experience. Please, you should not laugh at me. So I remember in SHS, there was a time we were supposed to get cut our hair, so I went to fade my hair. I was be nice.
Oh my
Ah,
I came back to
fine.
class.
Straight.
my headmistress came. She said,
Was it in Nigeria?
no, in Ghana. I went to school in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, so my headmistress came to tell me that I should go and cut the hair again. I went back and the baba reduced it. I came back. She said no, I should go back again. When I went, the baba was angry because I was not ready to add up more money. So he made it very low, like really low.
Baba was the Baba angry?
Because I was not paying him, and this is like the third time. So when I went back to class, my mates were laughing and things like that. So I felt like it was one of those things. So we sat down and continued class. It was a math class. Then a teacher was passing. Then he came back. He came to take permission from the math teacher. And then he said, Priska, if not for you.
In front of the whole class?
In front of the whole class. He said, Priska, if not for you, I could have never imagined that a human being can look like a vulture.
Wow.
Like the whole class was laughing. The
Wow.
math teacher was
laughing.
Hey, that day I felt very horrible.
Oh.
And what this
Wow.
did to me was it killed my vein. I was a bit
I was
down
that
myself.
Chantal.
It was not a gentle.
I
I was a good student, but for that time, it really affected my academics. So I feel like this whole cutting hair thing, it's doing a lot of good,
a lot of harm
than good.
Yes.
So for me,
I think it's also because of the hair cutting thing. They say it's to reduce distraction, but the teachers have made it like the purpose of school. Like their concentration is so much.
They are using it
From
to
the
mafia
stories
you.
we hear,
I know
like,
when I'm going to select
Anyway.
masters and master's students, you select those with Chantal hair.
please, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Someone actually used to
Very select students with Chantal hair.
We come to the end of the
I mean,
game
what
session.
people to
We
catch
come to the end of the game session. And I'm sure you've heard the stories. Some are emotional and sad. Some are emotional, funny and sad. Or you've taken the lessons. So we'll go on another break and we'll be back shortly.
Friend zone, Hell and spice with a friend zone. We go hard in the friend zone, talk a lot in the friend zone.
welcome back from the short break. And it's been a lot of sharing of ideas, heated moments, and all. But right now we are going to conclude on the main topic for today. So, Eben, what's your conclusion on the whole subject matter?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So me personally, I'll say that authorities, teachers, and all, they want to ensure discipline. They want to ensure that students are disciplined and all. But then that does not. It has not necessarily got to do with going on about telling them to cut their hair and all that. It has got to do with putting measures in place. You see, putting certain measures in place to cause the student to be disciplined. You see, and not necessarily focus on cut your hair, cut your hair, cut your hair.
Alright.
Yeah.
Krista, what about you?
Okay, so I think that the world is evolving. Laws are meant to be changed sometimes. Things can change. So don't be fixed in your old ways. And also, obviously, if you want to make a change, you don't just jump from one level straight to the other. You go through the process. So change can be done gradually. You may not necessarily tell everyone to start braiding their hair to school, but you can start from somewhere, and that'll be good.
Alright, okay. Yeah, what about
Okay,
you?
so I think in my opinion, if we want to see results, we should tackle things from the roots and not necessarily deal with the act. So if it's about hair being a distraction to put in, we should rather tackle the distraction, ways by which things cannot be of a distraction, and actually tackling time management. And so helping students to be able to manage their time off right from the onset, rather than dealing with the cutting of hair. But the cutting of hair is not the root cause.
Okay. Yeah, for me too, I would also say that laws are as a result of the purpose we want to achieve. So to everybody out there, the authorities, the students, like let's observe the laws we have and see if it's really achieving the purpose it's being there for. So students, teachers are saying cut your hair. Why are you saying the students should cut their hair? Is it achieving that? If it's achieving that, let's force to maintain it. If it's not achieving that, then let's be flexible and like evolve, like progress and all. So that's all I would say for the subject matter. We are all ending. So can we get the fun facts for today from EO?
Okay, so our fun facts for the day. Okay, so according to Nambi Patrick, a writer for Razak Media, the policy demanding that schoolgirls cut their hair originated during the colonial era.
That's why.
You see, mental slavery.
Exactly. When local girls attending castle schools were forced to shave their heads as a distinguishing feature between them and the mulatto children. The mulatto children are children that they have mixed like black and
the
white.
whites in there.
Yes, exactly. And during that era, some African women were also forced to shave their heads because their hair was supposedly confusing white men. How ridiculous!
Wow.
And Mrs.
That was
Surama,
very confusing.
exactly.
That
And
is
Mrs. Surama
beautiful.
like actually started what we were saying, that then it's the initially this policy initially fashioned by the colonizer to undermine our people is still strictly enforced in many African countries.
Yeah.
This time it's Africans against
Africans.
Africans.
You see, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Racism.
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there.
Okay, so it's been an interesting
Yeah.
show today. I had fun.
I was
Yeah,
having fun.
and this
And
is
it's
just the
been
beginning. This is just the first
The
episode.
beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning.
The banana.
So this is the beginning
Banana.
for season 2, and then there's still a lot more in stock. So keep sticking with us. So from all of us, yeah, it's sad, but it's still nice because next
Yeah.
we could see you all again. So
Yeah.
it's bye bye from
Bye-bye.
us.
And from all of us here, Mantle Lab.
Smash the subscribe.
Smash them. Damn it. Damn it.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.